Howdy AdWords fans, welcome back. In this chapter we're going to talk about negative keywords. Now, well, first of all, you might be noticing that I'm wearing a different colored hat, and that's because I had dinner by my friend's house this past weekend and I left my hat there accidentally, so I didn't want you to get thrown off about that. Negative keywords are very important. We've touched upon negative keywords. We even looked into adding negative keywords into our account already, but there's a lot of depth and complexity that is included with negative keywords, and it's important, I thought, to dedicate one or two videos in this course to specifically understanding negative keywords with more depth and with more understanding. So what do negative keywords do conceptually? Negative keywords prevent your ads from being displayed for queries unrelated to your products and services. So negative keywords are essentially filters. You use negative keywords when you don't want certain search queries triggering your ads. Okay. Additionally, the second benefit of using negative keywords is it allows you to sculpt your traffic. And we'll talk about what it means to sculpt your traffic or control your traffic in a second. So negative keywords, we know what they do. We know the signal for negative keywords is that negative sign. You know that by now, but there's different strategies and different results that negative keywords will provide. So some of the benefits of negative keywords, some of the key performance indicators, the KPIs you could see change in the account are conversion rate. Okay, so you're going to see an increase in conversion rate the more you use negative keywords. Negative keywords are going to make sure that your ads are being triggered from search queries that are very related to the product and services you offer, and you're not going to get clicks for keywords that are bad for your business. So you'll as a result of that, you're going to see your conversion rates go up. Because your conversion rates are going up, and because your clicks, a greater majority of the traffic you're sending to your site are highly qualified, there are people who are looking for your product and services, you're also going to see your cost per conversion go down. Because you're going to need to spend less to get that sale, you'll be able to get that sale in fewer clicks. Your click-through rate is also going to go up. Because your ads are now being displayed only on search terms that are very relevant to your business, your click-through rate is going to increase. A greater percentage of people who are seeing your ad are going to click on your ad, and that's what your click-through rate is. Your click-through rate is going to increase when you use negative keywords properly. Okay, now there are three main sorts of negative keywords, and there's three different ways that these negative keywords work. You have campaign level. Okay, a campaign level negative keyword applies to all the ad groups in that campaign. Okay, campaign level keywords apply to all the ad groups inside that campaign. So for example, let's take the business that we've been working with, which is Poppin Furniture. Let's say we have a negative keyword that we want to apply to all the ad groups in our file cabinets campaign. So we would add a campaign level negative keyword, and none of the ads inside that entire campaign will be allowed to show if my negative query or my negative keyword is contained inside the query. So for example, let's say, out of all the file cabinets we sell, we don't sell plastic file cabinets. For example, let's say all the file cabinets that Poppin sells are metal. And we have all these different types of ad groups. We have 3-drawer, we have rolling, we have extra large, we have with trays. So we have all these different ad groups, but none of those ad groups we want to trigger an ad when somebody's specifically looking for a plastic file cabinet. So we'll just add a campaign level negative keyword called plastic. So that would be a good idea for a campaign level negative keyword. The next type of negative keyword we have are what we call ad group level. Okay, so we have ad group level negative keywords. An ad group level negative keyword is similar to a campaign level negative keyword, but it only applies to keywords to the ads in that ad group. It only applies to the keywords in that ad group. So let's say, what would be an example of a ad group level negative keyword? So we wouldn't use plastic for an ad group level because plastic is going to apply to all of the ad groups in that campaign, because none of our campaigns sell plastic file cabinets. But let's say we have two ad groups, right? We have one ad group that's targeting 3-drawer file cabinets, and to keep it simple, we have one ad group that's targeting people looking for 1-drawer file cabinets. Okay? And the reason we have it segmented out that way, as you remember, is that we could be more specific with the text of the ad in the landing page. So for the people looking for three-drawer file cabinets, we have ad text that talks about three-drawer file cabinets, and we're sending them to the page on the website that sells those three-drawer file cabinets. Likewise, the text of the ads in the one-drawer file cabinet ad group talk about our one-drawer file cabinets, the prices of our one-drawer file cabinets, and they send traffic to the one drawer page. Now, what could happen is somebody might type in three-drawer file cabinets online into Google, and because of the way our positive keywords are structured in both those ad groups, the ad for one-drawer file cabinet might be eligible to appear. We might be eligible if it has a higher quality score. There's a lot of different factors that might trigger the wrong ad to show for the keyword three-drawer file cabinet. So what we would then do is add an ad group level negative keyword three-drawer file cabinet into the one-drawer file cabinet ad group, and an ad group level negative keyword one-drawer file cabinet, that would be our negative keyword, into the three-drawer file cabinet ad group. And that's the concept of sculpting. That's the concept of traffic sculpting. We're using negative keywords at an ad group level to make sure the right ad is triggered for the right query. So once again, we would add a keyword negative one-drawer file cabinet into the three-drawer file cabinet ad group, and negative three-drawer file cabinet as a negative keyword into the one-drawer file cabinet ad group. That way, if somebody uses a query, three-drawer file cabinets online, or buy three-drawer file cabinets, or where can I get metal three-drawer file cabinets, the right text ad will be forced to show because we're now traffic sculpting with negative keywords at the ad group level. The third type of negative keyword we have is negative keyword lists. These are very important. These are negative keywords that we're going to be able to easily apply to multiple campaigns. Now imagine we have 50 campaigns in our account, and that's not so rare. We might have 30 campaigns, whatever it may be, and there's certain general keywords we just never want to trigger our ads. If this keyword is in the search query, we don't want it. Okay, so that might be something like free, something like cheap, something like do-it-yourself, something like Craigslist, something like used, secondhand, something like ideas, something like blog. So the Craigslist, video, these are keywords that might be common attached to some of our other keywords. For example, somebody might be looking for do-it-yourself office chair project or buy used file cabinets. So we want to just create certain of these more broader level negative keywords and create a negative keyword list. That negative keyword list is done in your shared library. In the next video, we're going to actually go into our account and actually create that negative keyword list. But the concept is that a negative keyword list applies to all the different campaigns. We could select multiple campaigns to inherit and use that negative keyword list. So that's a really nice and powerful feature when it comes to negative keywords, negative keyword lists. So we can create that list, we could create multiple lists, and we could apply different lists to different campaigns, and it's very, very easy to add to the keyword list, to remove keywords from the keyword list, and to apply to multiple campaigns. We're going to go ahead and actually do that in the very next video, but just know that those are the three types of negative keywords: campaign level, ad group level, negative keyword lists. Okay, now, before we continue, I just want to point out this right here, okay? And remember this, unless your entire account is exact match keywords, meaning your entire account, every campaign, is only exact match keywords, you need to use negative keywords. There's no account in the world that has broad match modified, phrase match, and broad keywords that should not have a good negative keyword list. It's extremely important. This is how you're going to get an edge over your competitors. This is how you're going to win in the auction. This is how you're going to drive your costs down. This is how you're going to increase your conversion rate, decrease your cost per conversion, increase your click-through rate. It's very much focused on negative keywords. It's extremely important to use them well, and to use them wisely. So take this very seriously and spend as much time, if not more time, on your negative keywords as you do on your positive keyword research. So negative keywords are very important. Now, let's talk about the types of match types that could be used with negative keywords, because we know we have broad, phrase, and exact match. We know these different match types work in different ways, and they all apply to negative keywords as well. So for example, if I go ahead and add a broad match, okay, so broad match negative keywords is just the negative sign and my keyword. So for example, let's say I put a negative faux leather. It's 2 words. I could also do 1 word, but my negative broad match could be 2 words, 3 words, 4 words. And that means if any of these terms show up in a query, my ads are not going to show. So they don't have to be in this order, but all the terms have to be there in order for the ad to not show. So, for example, my ads won't show if somebody types now in faux leather chair or leather faux chair, because even if they're in the different order, that's the idea with broad match, if they're in different order, as long as both of my negative keywords, or all three or all four, show up somewhere in the query, regardless of order, my ad will not be eligible to show. But keep in mind, my ads can show leather office chair because faux is not included. So even if the query just contains one of my negative keywords, it will still be eligible to show. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. You just need to know how to do it. If we sell leather chairs, then this is a great negative keyword because we want to knock out faux leather and not just leather. So if I have a negative faux leather office chair will still be eligible, but faux leather chair or leather faux office chair, those are keywords that will not be eligible to show. They won't trigger ads in that instance. We also have, and just keep in mind that a broad match negative keyword could just be negative with one keyword. So it could just be negative faux, let's say without the leather. And any single query that contains faux in it is not going to show our ads. Any single query that contains the word faux is not going to show. The next one down, we have phrase match. Okay, we know what phrase match looks like. It's the negative with quotation marks because it's the same function as a positive phrase match keyword applies to negative phrase match keyword. So you have the quotation marks. So for example, let's say we have a negative keyword brushed metal. Negative keyword in phrase brushed metal. So that in order for ads not to show, that entire phrase in that order has to be in the query. Very similar to how phrase match in positive keywords work. So for example, our ads will not show if somebody types in buy brushed metal cabinets. Okay, because brushed metal in the right order is contained in the query. Yes, there are words before and after buy and cabinets, but brushed metal as a phrase is in the query and my ads will not show. However, my ads can show for metal file cabinets. Okay, metal file cabinets could show because my entire negative keyword is not contained in the query. So that's how phrase match with negative keyword match type works. And then lastly, we have exact match, which is the strictest type of negative keyword match type. And the exact match negatives only stop an ad from showing if that exact match phrase is the query, not if there's words after or before. So for example, if my negative exact match is big and tall, and it's in brackets, because we know we do brackets for a negative exact match, my ads will not show only for this query, big and tall. So if somebody types in big and tall, my ads will not show up because I have an exact match. But this is very important because if you want to knock out big and tall for all queries, you should use phrase match or broad match, because if somebody types in big and tall chairs, my ads will show, because big and tall chairs was not my exact match negative keyword, just big and tall was my exact match negative keyword. So we have broad match, phrase match, and exact match. It's interesting, broad match with negative keywords is the opposite function a little bit. Think about it as opposite as positive. Broad match knocks out the most amount. It's kind of the strictest, so to speak. It knocks out the most amount of ads. A broad match negative keyword will knock out the most amount of queries from triggering your ads. So for example, if I had a negative match wheels, okay, let's say I just had negative wheels, at a campaign level on my file cabinets. Let's say for example, we don't sell wheeled file cabinets, okay? We don't sell any wheeled file cabinets, that's an example. Just imagine we don't sell any wheeled file cabinets, so I go ahead and I add a negative broad match wheels, okay? Someone comes to Google and they type in buy wheeled office chairs online from Poppin. Will my ad show?